G'day everyone and welcome to another video. As you can tell by the title, we're doing a fuel pump in Supra. The reason we're doing that is because we don't really know what's in there. It could be to suit it, well obviously it's to suit a 2JZA80, not necessarily a turbo, so we're going to put in a Warbro 460 to future-proof everything. It's going to be a little bit big for the factory regulator, but it'll run a little bit richer, but it'll be alright for the moment. So just future-proofing it, do it once, do it right, ready for E85 later on in the future when Glenn goes down that path. So yeah, we'll get stuck into it, get it done. Not the correct tool. There we have it. One factory Toyota fuel pump. Doesn't look like it's ever been out in its life. Yuck. Physically they don't look too much different, but one flows a shitload of fuel and one doesn't. Submersible fuel line. This stuff is E85 rated, but yeah, you never want to put normal fuel line in because it will swell up with the fuel. Only the inside of normal fuel hose is rated for petrol. The outside will just swell up and you'll make a mess of everything inside your tank and you won't be in for a good time. So we like to try and do things right, which would involve putting these into the top hat to allow high current that the 460 needs. The problem that we're facing is there's really only one sort of flat spot that we could fit one, but it has a bracket on the other side. So we've sort of made the call that the factory pins should hopefully be enough to handle the current that the 460 draws. And we're just going to crimp on some new crimps straight onto the Warbro wiring, like so, and that should do it. Even the factory wiring on the factory plugs quite hefty and comparable to the size of the wiring that goes to the Warbro pump from the packet that it comes with. So we're going to roll with it. We're going to see how it goes and periodically keep an eye on the plug, make sure it's not drawing excessive current and melting the plug. And I guess later on down the track Glenn might have to look at going a different kind of top hat to solve our issues, but that'll probably be down the track when he goes E85 anyway, and probably put another 460 in there, make some bulk horsepower. What do you reckon, Glenn? Ooh. The forbidden silica gel. So there's the plug section that comes with the Warbro, and there's the original plug that plugs into the top hanger. This stuff's really hard to do. I don't know how some of the other YouTubers do this. one installed fuel pump ready to go back in. Alright, let's fit it.
Now that we've got the fuel pump in the tank, it's time to upgrade the wiring. In the two JZA80 cars, they only run one EFI relay. That EFI relay powers up the injectors, the core packs, and the ECU. Actually, no, sorry, it doesn't power up the core packs, but it does power up the injectors and ECU. A 460 Walbro can draw in excess of 20 amps of current. We don't want that drawing on the EFI relay. It's just going to pull all the voltages down, and it's just going to make a mess of everything. And it's probably going to burn out the relay anyway. So what we'll do, we'll put a new relay in the boot, run a new power wire all the way from the battery in the front, fuse up front, and all new wiring all the way down to the plug, close enough. And yeah, that should keep everything safe and see how it goes.
Where to go? I didn't put the fuse in yet.
We're all done. We've put a 40 amp relay in the boot. We put a fuse up the front at the battery. Now the reason we do that is because we want to protect the wiring running from the front to the back of the car. We're not just protecting the wiring around the pump, we're not protecting it from the fuel pump dying and causing a drama and burning out the wiring. We're also protecting the wiring back to front from rub-throughs and things like that. From time to time we get a lot of people that have relays with fuses in the top of them. We tend not to use those because we find that people get very negligent and then don't run a fuse all the way at the front. So if they have a rub-through on the wiring from the fuse here up the front, it's not going to protect anything that side of the relay. It's going to burn the wire, potentially burn the car down. It's probably not a good thing to do. So fuse at the closest source of power, where you're pulling the power from. In our case, it's at the battery. Sometimes you can do it at the alternator, or if you've got the battery in the boot, it can be there. But yeah, we've pulled the trigger wire off of the JZA80 ECU labelled FC. So that's fuel control. It engages the relay on cranking and while it's running. And then we just pulled ignition power for the other side of the relay from the original wire that powered the fuel pump. And yeah, there we have it. She's all done. Starts up, does what it's supposed to. We'll see you in the next one.